NFL picks for Week 7, beginning with Thursday Night Football. The Jaguars up against the New Orleans Saints and Derek Carr. Jacksonville default to 4-3. It is the Saints that are going to improve to 4-3 with Derek Carr in at quarterback for Thursday Night Football at home at New Orleans. Derek is 43. Jacksonville is Camacho 43. Simple enough. It's going to be the Saints. They're going to improve to 4-3. The Jaguars fall to 4-3. The storyline of that game is Derek Carr. At home, the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence is a little bit banged up. So with that being said, Saints going to win that one. Now the Lions are going to beat the Ravens. The Lions seem like they're America's darlings. They're going to be 6-1 for the season. And the Chiefs, after losing to the Lions as defending champions, are going to win 6 straight games. This is Dallas Texans win 6 straight games. That's going to tie into the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl. So the Chiefs are going to beat the Chargers, who are a bunch of scripted losers. The Chiefs are 6-1, 6 straight after their loss in opening week against Detroit Lions. The Lions are 6-1 after beating the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens do drop to 4-3 for the season, and they move on to the next week. The Ravens losing will make things very interesting in the division. With that being said, the Browns, I believe, are gonna improve to 4-2 by beating the Colts. LeBron James is now a converted Cleveland Browns fan. LeBron James is Camacho 42. I like the Browns to keep up the momentum. The Colts injuries at their quarterback. The Colts getting obliterated by the Jaguars. I get it, it's at home, but Cleveland Browns are going to get their first away dub of the season. The Browns are 4-2. The Ravens slipped down to 3rd place, but the differential is only separated by a half game. The Raiders to beat the Bears. The Bears at 1-5. They could be 1-8 in the year that the Super Bowl is held at Vegas. Bears is Camacho of 18. Vegas is Camacho of 18. Just the Raiders have to continue to win ball games. The harder games will come for the Raiders. The Raiders have the Lions and the Jets, for example. So the Raiders are going to start off very well. The Raiders are going to try to go for 5-3 to beat the Detroit Lions. The Raiders is Camacho 53. So the Raiders on the road after a win against the Bears are going to try to go for a win against the Lions on October 30th. Okay, so Cardinals and Seahawks. That's a win for the Seahawks. What a win for the Seahawks does is they are half a game out of first before Monday Night Football for the Niners. Seahawks improved to 4-2. The Cardinals dropped to 1-6 with Josh Dobbs. Josh is 16. Dobbs is 42. Seahawks with the win. Getting closer to Kyler Murray, getting back in action. Kyler Murray maybe back in practice this week. Something to look out for. And so the Chiefs can beat the Chargers because they'll be 6-1 after losing to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, Camacho 61. I want to say that it is also Justin Herbert that's Camacho 61, if I remember correctly. So Justin Herbert is Camacho 61, and so Brandon Staley on the hot seat. Short week, beat up. Just that the Chiefs gonna win that game. I do like the Eagles to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins can drop to 9-7 against the Eagles. The Eagles 7-9 against the Chargers as the champion of the NFC. Champion is 79, and then Dolphins is Gamache 97. So Eagles can win that game, and then Nick Sirianni, he would enter the Dallas game with 13 losses. Dallas is 13, and with 28 wins right now, be going for the 30th regular season win against the Cowboys on Monday Night Football, coming up in sometime very shortly in a couple of weeks. 49ers to beat the Vikings, I get it. The Vikings is Gamache 52. The Niners going to be 5-2, but Cleveland Browns is Gamache 61. And they could end up being 6-1 after beating Minnesota. Kyle Shanahan is from Minnesota too, so this could be a game that revolves around Kyle Shanahan getting the victory. Now, if the Vikings do win the game, let's suppose the Niners struggle a little bit. Niners is 34. So this game could end up being close. Vikings could get a first win at home. However, the Vikings, well, let's see, they wouldn't enter 2-5 against the Falcons, but they could be 2-4 before Green Bay. You know what? Let's just go check Vikings Niners all-time series. There's no Justin Jefferson too. Niners lead series 25-23. Let's go to Minnesota. A 17th win. Let's see. Guess we need to go to home games. Vikings lead the series 15-9. Let's go to Kyle Shanahan quickly. He could get his 64th win over at Minneapolis, Minnesota is Gamache of 64. So probably still stick with 49ers. Eagles win, and then the pressures on the Niners to keep up with the number one seed as far as home field goes before that big game against the Niners and the Eagles. Bills and the Patriots. Patriots going for 1-8. Bills is 18. Now the Bills are going to be 5-2 after beating the Patriots. They're going to get back on track. The Patriots come out to 52. You know, Buffalo should be able to get the win. And as in New England should be 1-7. Bill is Gamache 17. Mac is 17. So ultimately, it is more struggles for the Patriots. They may very well be in the running for Caleb Williams. 17-0, the Miami Dolphins, perfect season. Bill Belichick failed to go perfect, only scoring 17 points against the Giants in Super Bowl 42. So that's where we're heading with that one. Now the Broncos are one of those teams that are going to continue to lose. They can be 1-8 after losing to the Bills. It's Bills, that's Gamache of 18. They could be 1-8 after losing against the Bills. That's a lot of losing. Their last win against the Bears, they could be 1-8 before they win their next game again. Something to think about. So I got the Green Bay Packers winning that game. Rams and Steelers. It's true that the Rams could be 4-3 before facing off against Dallas Cowboys because it's Dallas Cowboys. That's Camacho 43. However, a look at the NFL standings. Steelers have minus 31 point differential. It'd be minus 30 with a victory. 30 is Camacho of the Rams from a point differential perspective. However, keep in mind that the LA Rams is Camacho 34. The Rams can fall to 3-4 before facing off against Dallas, and when the Cowboys face off against the Rams could be going for 3-5. They could be 3-5 after losing against Prescott, and that means they'd be 3-5 with Matthew Stafford at quarterback. Obviously, all the fans over there are going to be Steeler fans, but they can easily be 3-5 with Matthew Stafford after losing against Prescott. So that's kind of what's happening there with the Rams. They're going to lose again. They could drop the 1-3 at home before facing off against Dallas. It's Dallas. That's Camacho 13. So I'm going to go with the Steelers there in that game. I wonder who the Steelers have next after this. The 3-5 as far as Stafford and Prescott goes, it makes a lot of sense. And plus, Dak Prescott's about to become the 35th quarterback to win the Super Bowl. That's the Tom Brady Camacho. Falcons Bucks is my biggest 50-50. If the Bucks lose against the Falcons, they could enter the Bills game the next week with a 3-3 record. The Bills is Camacho 33. Interesting because the Bucks have said that they play better without Tom Brady. Now, are the Bucks going to go on a losing streak? Could they hypothetically drop to 3-3, 3-4, and then 3-5 to be 3-5 before facing off against the Titans after losing against the Texans? Could they be 3-5 the first year without Tom Brady? It's any given week. Maybe Desmond Ridder doesn't throw the stupid interceptions. The Bucks got beat up pretty bad. And Washington, they lost. They almost came back. The Falcons almost came back. So I will go with the Falcons because the Bucks could end up struggling a little bit. It's possible. So under that scenario, as we go to the NFC South, the Saints win. Falcons are 4-3. Buccaneers are 3-3. Half a game out of first. You couldn't script the division any better if it does play out that way. Now, Lions are battling for home field. So are the 49ers. So are the Eagles. So those divisions are irrelevant. Although Eagles will have 6 wins and the Cowboys 4 before the Cowboys face off against the LA Rams. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Eagles are... They face off against the Commanders the very next week. And then the Eagles could be 3-0 at home before facing off against the Cowboys. Cowboys is Camacho 30. So it's kind of what I see right there. As far as Miami's record goes, the Dolphins can drop to 5-2 against the winner of Super Bowl 52. The division is all tied up between Miami and Buffalo. So it's kind of what's happening there in that division. Plus, if the Jets are in this divisional race, they would be a game and a half outside of first when we're looking at it from the New York Jets perspective. with a winnable game coming up against the Giants. Remember, Chargers is Camacho 43. So, that would make the AFC East interesting. So not every division means anything. A Packers win would keep the Packers in the running for the wild card. Well, with the Super Bowl at Vegas, with Vegas having Gamache at 18, we're seeing many teams tanking, and we will see a lot of teams be 1-8 at some point. Hopefully, I'm wrong, because obviously it would benefit the Cardinals, but that's most likely what's happening when we're breaking it down from the perspective of the Broncos and the Giants and in the Bears. And these are the selections for week 7.